Hi there. In this little clip we're just going to look very quickly at fabrics. Modern real nappies come in a variety of different fabrics, there are three main ones, but the way that they handle different things, the way that they absorb moisture, the way that they dry, their sizing and so on, will probably make quite a big difference to the way that you use your nappies, and your needs will very much dictate which fabric is going to suit you and your baby the best. So I'll just get straight in there, and I'd like to look at cotton to start with. Cotton obviously is the traditional fibre associated with terry nappies. You can see there that's terry style cotton but in a shaped nappy. You also get cotton in much more woven styles, and for instance in this nappy here it's still got the fibres but they're much shorter, so it's a much more woven cotton. What I'd really like to do when I look at the different fibres, however, is just look at the advantages and disadvantages so that you can decide what's going to suit you best. So with cotton, the advantages are it's got a good absorbency, it's been used for years and years and years, and there's a reason for that. However, it's not the best absorbency, and as we run through the advantages and disadvantages of cotton, what I'll be reiterating is that there are properties that it doesn't have that other nappies, that other fabrics do have. So rather than sort of having real downsides, it's more that it's not quite as good as other fabrics. So it's got a good absorbency, but it's not as good as others. The one thing where it does come into its own is that it washes very well at high temperatures. Now if you want to sterilise it by washing it at 90 degrees or so, and you can do that with cotton, it's very hardy and it will withstand that. Having said that, however, modern care methods, detergents, machines, etc., don't really necessitate washing at those high temperatures, and it's environmentally it's not the best practice, obviously, so we don't recommend doing that. But if you do occasionally just want to wash them at a higher temperature, cotton will withstand that very well. Cotton's a natural fibre, obviously. The drawbacks are it doesn't dry quite as quickly as other nappies. For instance, as the bamboo, and it doesn't. It's not as absorbent as other nappies. For instance, the bamboo it dries an awful lot faster than bamboo, but maybe not as quickly, for instance, as the micro terry. Cotton, when it's line dried, can go crunchy, sort of cardboardy. If you know, when you dry your bath towels on a washing line, if you have the washing line going through it like that and the towel hanging down like that, when you lift it off you sometimes get a real crease there. So you can have that same problem with nappies, which isn't ideal obviously if it's a little bit hard on your baby's bum. The second fabric we're looking at is bamboo. I'm just going to quickly open up this one. This is a nappy from Close Parent. It's called the Pop-In, and we've just started stocking it. It's a really lovely nappy. Now bamboo, again, like the cotton, has got the terry style fabric. You can see the fibres there, but it's very, very soft. It's really kind and gentle on your baby's bum because it's soft and silky, but it also has antibacterial properties built into it, so that's really good for any babies with sensitive skin. The main advantage of bamboo, however, is how absorbent it is. It holds an awful lot of moisture and it retains it, it holds onto it as well, whereas a lot of other very absorbent fabrics pull the moisture in but don't lock it in, so that if you press the fibre together you'll get the moisture coming out like a sponge. Bamboo really holds onto it. However, the downside of that obviously is that if you then line dry your nappies, it can take a very long time because the bamboo's holding on. It's a very thirsty fabric, it's holding on to that moisture and it doesn't want to let it go. Another advantage of it is that it's very environmentally friendly in its farming. It's grown quickly and with a minimum of pesticides and chemicals, so it's very kind to the environment, and that's obviously a huge motivation obviously to using bamboo. And another thing that's really great about bamboo is you can just pop in a booster, for instance this. Because it's so absorbent, the booster is going to really add to your nappy's absorbency. But if you want to just capture the benefits of bamboo, you can pop a booster into another kind of nappy, and it will, give your baby the antibacterial properties because the booster is the bit that's against their skin, and it will add that absorbency. And a final quick thing about bamboos is that they're very slimline. Because it's so absorbent, they don't have to use as much fabric. So you can see there, that's the full width of a Tot Spots bamboozle nappy. It will fit very nicely under clothes. The final fabric that we're going to look at is the micro terry, which is a man-made fibre. It's made out of plastics, so it's not a natural fibre, but if I hold that up to the camera there, you can see it's very, very soft. It's a fleece in effect. The one I just showed you there, that's a fluffle from Tot Spots, and this is called a teddy from Bambinex. You can see how soft that is there. Advantages of the fluffle fabric are that it's very absorbent, but it is one of those fabrics that will absorb and absorb and absorb, but then when you press it, it can be prone to leaking out ever so slightly. It doesn't lock in the moisture, and it dries very, very quickly. It dries in a matter of a couple of hours, excuse me, so it's really good for that. The other benefit of it is that you can wash it on fairly low temperatures quite effectively, so that's obviously very good for the environment. The downside of the micro terry fabric is just how bulky it is. I mean, that's just a single layer because it's an all-in-one with a pocket tucked in at the back, but you can see already that it's a fairly bulky nappy. When you have that in a nappy itself, it can be slightly bulkier, and obviously the downside being that it's another downside being that it's not a naturally produced fabric. So people do have concerns about that it's made from man-made plastics. So just to recap then quickly, cotton, your advantages are it's got good absorbency, and it's fairly quick drying, but the absorbency isn't quite as good as other nappies, and the drying time isn't quite as good as some other nappies. The one thing that's uncontended about cotton is you can wash it on very high temperatures and it'll withstand that, but again, it's not to say that that's the best thing for your nappies and for the environment anyway. Bamboo advantages are highly absorbent, slimline, very kind on your baby skin, and ecologically friendly. The slight downsides are it takes a long time to dry. And the fluffle fabric, the advantages are it's very absorbent, it washes well at low temperatures, and it's got a quick drying time. And the downsides are it's a slightly bulkier fabric and it is man-made, so it's not quite as ecologically friendly as some of the others.